Hey guys, Malcolm Moore here. That's my ugly mug you're looking at. And today I'll be taking you down the feared, the dreaded, the infamous tunnel run in Alpe Huez. So why has it got such a reputation? Well, basically it's one of the steepest runs in the world, one of the steepest black runs you can do. It's so steep in fact that the top section is actually completely unpisted because they can't actually get a piste basher, get a groomer up there. So although this is a tunnel run, I'm not actually on it just yet. This is me getting to it, which actually starts from the top of the Suren. You might have heard of this run. This is what Alpe Huez is probably more famous for. This is the longest black run in the world. But as you can see, it's not that steep. It's just your kind of standard black run. Pretty steep, but if you're confident riding down black slopes, black pistes, you'll be fine on this run. So that's the first section of the Suren done. It starts to mellow out a little bit, and you will have noticed that I kind of hugged a little bit to the right of the piste there. You'll find the moguls, they form more in the middle of the piste, where everyone sort of skis down. That's how the moguls form, by people kind of doing their turns in all the same spots, which pushes away the snow and forms a lump in the piste. And then once that lump starts forming, everybody avoids it, and they just get bigger and bigger. But if you stick to the right, you can generally avoid them a little bit more. So just coming down here, thin cat tracks, which gets us to the top of the tunnel run. Ooh, this skier in front of me got some awful techers, but they're having fun. They're getting down, that's the main thing. Now you can see I'm about to come to the entrance of the tunnel. This is why the run is called the tunnel, because as you'll see, I'm in a tunnel. So this is really cool. This is something super unique. I've never done anything like this in another ski resort. There's actually a whole tunnel drilled from one side of the mountain to the other side. And right now I'm skating through it to get to the top of the run. It's kind of awkward in here. It's not that high, so I'm just over 6 foot, and I have to kind of duck down to make sure I don't bonk my head on all those lights. Especially at the moment, I've got a camera on top of my helmet. So if you're wondering as well, I am wearing a helmet. I know right at the beginning of the video I didn't have it on, but that's just so you can see my face, so you know who I am. Not that you're going to be bothered. But anyway, back to the run. So this bit here, still kind of skating through. It's pretty flat, but give it a couple of pushes and you can kind of push your way through. Bit icy in here, it's really dark, it's really cool, it's really sort of eerie feeling, and the wind kind of like whooshes through the tunnel as well. And then you come out here, bam! There I am, back in the glorious sunshine, and you get your first glimpse of what you're about to do. So this is where the fear kind of tends to kick in for most people. So if you just glance over my left shoulder there, you can see it's pretty steep, just kind of drops away, and also it's looking pretty moguled. So this is kind of your standard conditions for the tunnel. If you get down here, sort of first one on a powder day, you can have an awesome powder run here, but obviously that will get tracked out quite quickly. And so this is, it probably snowed about 4 or 5 days ago, I think. So this is kind of your typical conditions for the tunnel run. Just get my foot strapped back in at the top. You can see the skiers dropping in around me. Everyone kind of has to go through that first pinch point, which makes this beginning bit a little bit weird. It's kind of got a bit of a bomb hole that you just drop into there. But once you just kind of sidestep out this first section, you can get down onto the main part of the run and start making some turns. So I looked out to the left, and it's mega moguled out to the left, but I can see to the right, not so many people have gone out this way, and I've actually found some quite nice, softish, emphasis on ish, snow over to the side here. And as I mentioned, it doesn't get pisted this run, which makes for very variable conditions. You'll definitely have icy patches, big lumps underneath you, moguls, you know, you can get everything on this run. So you've got to really be on your A game. It's not just a case of riding a steep piste, but you've got to be comfortable making your turns in really chopped up, cruddy conditions, as well as navigating big old moguls if you have to. So what I'm doing here is quick, short turns, bring the board round onto its toe and onto its heel edge to slow myself down. My legs really kind of working overtime here, absorbing all these lumps, bumps, and trying to smooth out those vibrations. You can see I pull myself into the turn with my leading arm a little bit. I just kind of anticipate the turn just to create that slight upper body separation, to create the rotational movement I'll need to bring the board around really quickly. So if you're wondering about what sort of technique I use, check out some of my other videos. Got a super popular one on torsional twist, which is the independent movement of both your legs and how to get the board to turn a bit more effectively. And there's also one about doing short turns, which although in the video I'm not doing it on anything as steep, it's the same kind of technique that will apply for this run. So that's the steepest part done, and now I basically just let the board point straight a bit here, just so that I can keep enough speed to get up and over this next flat section. So really just point the board, crouch down, get into that streamlined position, just keep as much speed as possible. Try and enjoy the view. There's a beautiful frozen lake on my left, but as I say, just trying to make sure I don't run out of speed here. You can see a few footprints in the snow where other people haven't been so successful. But hey guys, I know what I'm doing. I'm not going to do that. Someone on the left just having a nice picnic, why not? And now we're back into another slightly steeper section. So again here, still not being pisted. This bit sometimes it is, it's a bit of a gamble. Sometimes they piste all the way up to here, sometimes they just let it. Who knows, maybe the guy driving the piste basher fancied a nap, fancied having a wee kip, and he never did it. So it's quite bumpy here, so once again my legs just working overtime, trying to absorb all these lumps of bumps, all these moguls. I'm just trying to pick the kind of smoothest path down. You can see why my head's sometimes turning a little bit left to right. I'm just looking for the spot that I'm going to be making my next turn, trying to pick the best route down. And obviously compared to the Seren, you can see there was loads of people at the top of that run, but now we've come onto the tunnel, because it is that kind of step up in difficulty, just not so many people do this. It tends to just be the more sort of, like I said, it tends to be the more expert skiers, but you definitely still get some beginners trying their luck down here, which can make for some quite amusing falls. And now relax. You can see the piste has finally appeared. They've run the piste bashers up and down here, and it's been nice and smoothly groomed. So just let my legs breathe for a bit, just let the board run. I'll be picking up a bit more speed here, it's not going to be so much effort, just letting the board roll from edge to edge, big open calf turns. You can see in the top of the picture there, that cable car. So that is the Pic Blanc cable car, which brings you right back up to the top of the Seren, the top of the tunnel. That is at 2,700 metres, and it takes you right up to 3,330 metres. That's the highest point of Alpe Huez, and it's also, yeah, where the Seren and where the tunnel runs start from. Amazing views up there. You get a real good sort of 360 view of the Alps. In a clear day you can see up to Mont Blanc, you can see La Meige, which is the famous mountain above La Grave, one of the last mountains in Europe to be climbed, although it's not the highest, one of the more technical mountains. And as you can see, once again the slope's got a little bit steep again, so I'm just navigating around my few last kind of smallish moguls, and then down to the bottom, and we're just going to finish just by this frozen lake here, by this final chairlift, which will pull me back up to the top of that, to the bottom, sorry, of that cable car that we just saw. So you stop down the bottom here, get your back foot strapped out, and good work. That is the tunnel run done. As I say, it's a bit of a step up from your usual black piste. It's a lot steeper, but hopefully now not so intimidating.